A survivor of the Nomzamo Tavern massacre in Soweto that left 15 people dead says he lives in fear. No arrests have been made as yet, and police remain mum on the progress of investigations. The motive for the shooting is still unknown. My colleague, that's reporter Silindelo Masikane, is following that story for us, joining us now. It's actually... There was this tavern shooting. I called it a massacre.
Yes.
Because you can't have automatic gunfire opened like that with 138 bullets being fired at a small tavern, and you kill 15 people on the spot, and you don't call it anything else except as a mass shooting. I mean, that's kind of massacre. And one wonders why it happened. So what's the latest? What are you gathering now?
So, of course, I went back to the area this morning, Bertan, just to get a sense from the community as to how they're feeling, especially because we don't have any arrests as yet in this matter, but we know that the various other shootings that took place in Gauteng, they've had a number of arrests that have taken place. It seems that police are still quite knee-deep in investigations in terms of trying to locate the suspects. It seems as though there is some progress, because we heard from the provincial legislature yesterday, the Premier, who made an address and an update to members of the legislature, saying that, in fact, suspects have been tracked and traced to at least one SADC country. And we know that these particular suspects are seemingly former SAPS and Defence Force members from their particular country, which would explain the high-caliber weapons and the manner in which they shot the patrons.
And those high-caliber weapons was an AK-47, from what I remember. And in this country, it's illegal, which means it was smuggled into the country legally.
Yeah, so when I was speaking to community members, they're quite concerned that at this point they're not getting any information in terms of where are we with these investigations. At this point, many of them still living in fear. In fact, when I was speaking to neighbors, they were kind of just recounting and retelling me about where they had spotted this quantum that had the suspects, what they observed, and just how silent it has been since then, which of course they say is a good thing, but still quite concerned about the progress of these investigations.
Okay, so you spoke to people there, you were there today, and with the investigation cross-border, I guess, Interpol will be involved. Yeah. So what did you hear?
Yeah. So in particular, we spoke to a survivor. I just want to recount what he had said to me in terms of what he saw that evening. And he was telling me about how, you know, everyone there, some people weren't even there to drink. Some people were there to just play pool, watch the soccer. In fact, it's a very popular tavern in Nomzamo. And he was quite surprised at the fact that it didn't seem as though the shooters knew or had scoped the tavern out before coming to carry out this crime. And he said that really it's by the grace of God that he made it out alive. Let's take a listen.
Because nabo labantu laba babezodubula lapha abantu ekubonakala kahle ukuthi babengayazi le ndawo. Azange baqala bazo-inspector kuqala ukuthi yindawo enjani, abantu bahlala kanjani, kanjani. Bona babona nje abantu abaninzi ngaphandle, babaleka, abanye bathi nabengena ngaphakathi babadubula, babese bebona laba babaleka beza kulicango lumnyama ukuthi kusho ukuthi yiyona asesiyokuphuma la. So bona babedubula ngendlela babecabangela ukuthi noma igarage yemoto lena yibona. So thina njengoba sihleli ngapha ke sine indlela yokuthi sibukele iTV, sihleli lama bench, savele sangena ngapha kwawo ama bench, sazilalela khona, kwabe kukusinda kwethu ke lo.
You know, one wonders when you use such firepower against a tavern, whether it's a targeted thing or this thing happened randomly.
It's one of the questions I had posed to one of the experts I spoke to in terms of security and crime prevention. And at this point, it's too early to say, to try and even draw a link between the various tavern shootings around Gauteng. But what they did say is that at this point, why police are remaining mum is that their main priority at this point is to try and locate and bring back these suspects. And we know that because these suspects have been linked to a SADC country, rumors and suggestions are leaning towards Lesotho. We know that the extradition treaties within SADC countries, there's quite a good relationship. So it seems that law enforcement may not have a big issue in terms of actually getting these men or women back into the country to face the rule.
SADC does have an extradition treaty or protocol in place.
So let's take a listen to one expert from the Institute of Security Studies around the progress of these investigations and what we know so far.
We know that in SADC there are quite good extradition treaties, so there might be chances that we will see them coming back. I think everybody has been quite hesitant to make links between these shootings. What we do know is that most of these shootings are motivated by group interests.
Well, that view there from an expert, ending that update by Silindelo Masikane, who just went back to Soweto today to check on the community there following that tavern shooting in which a total of 16 people were shot dead.